3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hey. I always feel like there's got to be a musical intro. There's not. Listen.
Hey.
I'm trying to harmonize. I'm trying to listen to you. Like I said, I'm not good as a musical improviser, but you'll make me learn.
No, that was good.
See, learning curve. Yeah, we're up.
Wait, what is that though? What is hey?
I was just making something up. Just
like it sounds like something. It's Talking Tremors.
Talk to Tremors.
Tremors.
Shriekers.
Talking Tremors.
Yeah, so if you don't know, this is a podcast where we just make noises. We don't even make any coherent thoughts at all. There's just...
We have a lot of fun, that's for sure.
We talk, and there's tremors from the talking. They vibrate out. This is definitely not the third episode today. This is a very fresh, new episode. There has been no edit. You are seeing... Today is April 11th. That is today. And it's a freshie. So thank you. There's nothing to see here. No layers to this at all. The podcast audience won't get the joke at all. I just realized that. You'll have no idea. What? What are they talking about? We're talking about some shit, man.
If you're able to.
Ooh, do it. It's more fun. You get to see what's behind me, and you get to see what's behind Kevin. And you're like, wait, but who are you? Well, I am your host! Levi Dylan Burzloff-Lutt. I really don't like introducing myself, so I will do everything in my power not to do it, which is why we have this magnificent person here. That was you.
Kevin Bear Collins.
That's how bad I am as an MC, folks. Yeah, Kevin Collins. Seriously, great person. If you don't know him, at Beetle Bear, find them everywhere. Go watch and read Writing Perfection. Again, I love that title. I love that little story. I gotta watch it after the kill count today. Gotta get back in it.
I have to admit, it's a lot to live up to, though. I kind of went a little... I set the bar high by making that the title, you know? Because if it's not Writing Perfection...
Well, like all things that are perfection, it's a continual thing. You're not done writing it. You're still writing more. So it's always... perfection in progress.
It has two potential meanings, so it's about how you interpret it. It's either writing perfection or it's writing perfection.
That's enough. That's enough of an idea that it doesn't matter what else you write with it. You're sold. All right, I can slap that on anything. Writing perfection. Bring me a spec script.
Writing perfection.
I want to see that yesterday.
Give me 50 copies.
Boom. There you go. Here you go. I got you a copy, sir. It's writing perfection. Get it. Get it, you see? You gotta get writing perfection. Right here, right now. Right now. And we're in...
Right now.
Right here, right now. We're here at Talking Tremors. And we've been talking about the TV show. We're on episode 3, Blast from the Past. So if you are trying to follow along, we're going to press play and watch this episode. And you can watch it along with us. Or you can turn it off. I don't know why you're listening. So, all right. And 3, 2, play. Bwom, bwom, bwom. There's no cool song for this. There's just some strings. I halfway agree with Steve when he says that I like some of the music in this. It would be cool if it had more of the Tremors 4 kind of music-y in it.
Yeah,
I love
the music is...
The acoustic stuff is good.
The music is TV show.
Yeah, it definitely... It's the thing that cheapens it. There's a great... in the Water Hazard episode, Rosalita listens to the same song, or it's the same song is playing on the trucker guy's truck, and it's also playing in Rosalita's car, and then it's playing even later on when they're taking out the shrimp. You're like, oh, man, I get reusing a song because you don't have the rights, but... just maybe don't play it one of those times.
Every single episode so far has started off with the sun rising. I wonder if that's to sell that it's morning time, or if it means something more.
Well, not the sun, because the other one had the moon. But they're all, now that you say that, there's a celestial body in each one.
Right, yeah.
Trying to show off a little bit of our astronomy. If you came for Tremors, you're getting astronomy subtext. I think that's just TV. I think that's just a producer on TV. This is how we establish that time has changed, is we see the sun.
The time of day, exactly.
Because obviously we don't have eyes and can't tell.
I think this might also be the first time we're seeing any kind of power towers in the series, at least.
Besides the first one, with Edgar on the tower. Now that you say, I'm really thinking about it. That's why I love having Kevin on. You get all these things you don't realize till you have another perspective. No, maybe that is the first power towers.
Section 12.
Population
Victor Brown.
You
know what I would love to do one of these times, even just as like a side project, is take one episode of the show and pretty much watch it so many times that you know everybody's lines, and then do an episode where you watch it and you tell people to watch the episode, but you do all the lines. So they're watching it on mute and they're hearing you do the lines. That would be a cool experience, I think.
Oh my God.
That would take so much prep work.
That's a lot. Oh man, I kind of want to do that, but that's a lot. Holy shit. Worth it though. That would be
like a fun project, but
that would be to pick your favorite and then just really bunker down on it. Maybe I will. Maybe I fucking will. I don't know, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You could do Christopher Lloyd. I can't do Christopher
He's my baby boy! Why can't I use my... Because you don't have a lighter, Mr. Mosley. Yeah, if I can hear him, I can feel him in me, I can usually get it right. Except Archer. I can't do H. John Benjamin. It's just too much, man. I wish I could.
H. John Benjamin? He's not that bad.
I don't know. Nope, see, I can't. I'm a can of vegetables. I suck my own dick every night. That just sounded like Burt Gummer, and now I'm just imagining that's... What'd you say?
That one guy looks like William Shatner. At least from, 16 feet away.
Listen, Mr. Gummer, there might be these creatures coming, and I could be of some assistance. We said it in the last episode, but I would love to be in
military uniform.
Yeah, I would love to be in Burt Gummer's school, man.
Oh,
and yet, of course he is. It's not military. It's camo. I think Burt would be the first to tell you it's not military. It's camo.
It's camo.
I think Burt hates everything about the military. That was actually something Steve was saying. He's not that militia, anti-government type. I think he is survivalist through and through.
Well, and that's really the point of this episode, is that he's not a military type. He is exactly that, a survivalist. And that's what he's trying to instill in these poor individuals. But, I think the way it comes together is pretty magical.
As with all survivalism, it's not just you by yourself. You have to rely on the whole team of everybody.
This is the episode. I just saw the wind chimes and I remembered.
Oh yeah. No, that's where it's like I got our discussion about Assblasters out of the way previously, because we'll take our time to devote to it when it comes up, because I have a lot of artistic opinions about it. Actually, yes. I agree with a lot of what you say.
So one thing I've been
continue.
One thing I've been trying to do, anytime I watch Tremors, anytime they're in Chang's market specifically, is look at the clock. If they get any shot of the clock, I want to see if it lines up to exactly midnight or noon, if you will. 12 basically. Because I've noticed that twice now in two different in Tremors, the first Tremors movie, and I think one episode of the TV show. That clock's like stuck on 12.
Now I gotta be watching for it. Damn!
But if you watch for that, then you're gonna miss everything else.
That's fine.
That's the struggle.
I'll watch for it until I find it, and then I can look at other things. But yeah, the wind chime. We start something and then bring it back around. I love the wind chime save. It's not if it's not remotely utilitarian, we don't use it. Well, what if we showed you a way to use it, Bert? What are you gonna do then, huh? Now I don't feel bad having wind chimes.
Yeah.
The true survivalism thing. Everybody's helping out. Now I just can't stop thinking about the clock. Yeah, you just fucked with my head now. I'm just I had things I wanted to say, but I'm just like, so where's the clock? Where's the clock at in the?
It's supposed to be above the door, but I don't think they. It might be on the other side. I noticed in the TV series, it seems like everything is mirrored.
I've been checking. It looks like Chang's is right on. Like, honestly, it looks.
Is it?
It really does. I was noting.
I was imagining the counter is on the other side.
No. It's pretty
like
right.
If you walk through the door, then the bar and the cash register is supposed to be to the right if you walk through the front door, right? Or is it supposed to be to the left?
See, we're getting tripped up because the door is supposed to be farther over. It's not supposed to be in the center like it is. That's the big thing. That's a Tremors 3 thing.
Oh my goodness,
the door
you're right.
is farther down, like about 3/4 of the way down in the building. It's not splitting it in half. That's
you're right.
Oh man, that's how detailed we get here. We're talking about architecture. Architecture is just art that you live in, folks. That's not my line. That's from The Librarians. Watch The Librarians TV show. It's amazing. Architecture is just art that we live in. Why doesn't anybody get that?
I mean, we're just doing what we can.
You're just a bunch of girls. Women, please don't poison my food later on. I'm sorry.
Well, whatever. Nice save.
Come on, Bert.
Nice save. Get your foot out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's why I love this series. Bert's cool, but Bert has some problems here, folks. Like, let's not deny that. He's not an upstanding.
Yeah, but person. He's not like a complete in
he's
some
not
of
a bad
later
person.
Movies, they make him seem like he's losing his mind and like he's an idiot and like other stuff. But
they make him seem mean. Stampede is really what it is. But...
Yeah, mean. Yeah, you got it.
You were talking about it. We were talking about it with the Black Hand Kelly in Tremors 4, where it's the he's sympathizing. He's trying to help somebody out, but he's not being mean about it. And that's Bert in these Stampede ones, where he wants people to get it, but he's also not going to be mean if they don't. Like, unless they're endangering lives, which good, that's when you'd be mean, but he's a genuinely kind person. He's not trying to hurt people. That's the big difference. Intention versus what you end up doing.
It's like they applied Hanlon's razor to the original Stampede-based stuff, but the exact opposite of Hanlon's razor to all of the Universal-based stuff. And that, that razor, for anybody that's listening that doesn't know what that means.
I need to know, thank you.
Don't attribute to malice, which is most likely stupidity, and I've probably misquoted it, but that's essentially what it. Not everybody's out to get you or against you or trying to hurt you. In most cases, it's either some kind of ignorance or stupidity.
That's you say that, and that's my thought. Watching these episodes, I'm always trying to give that. Okay, maybe it's exactly that. Maybe this is just ignorance and stupidity. There is no malice here. Especially with everybody trying on screen.
Look at the first movie. Bert gets really upset with Melvin. Earl gets upset with Melvin. Everybody's getting upset with Melvin, but it's because they're frightened, right? But in the later movies, he's just mean for the sake of making the character seem more edgy.
Yeah.
I think that's more malice on the part of writing the character than. Sorry, there's a cat right behind your head, I think.
Oh my God, there is! Holy shit!
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
You got to watch the podcast now, folks. That was perfect. I didn't even feel him. Holy
attack.
shit. I felt him the first time he did it on the last episode, but this, oh my God, whoa. He just jumped up on me. Hey, buddy.
The look on his face was so cat.
Hello, I'm here.
What?
I didn't.
I'm a cat.
Everybody wants to be an Assblaster. Oh God, here it comes. I'm making the noise sounds. Okay, so for people who don't know, what's coming up here is the most infamous scene in Tremors history. And is it right or wrong? We need to find out.
Yes.
If you notice, Rosalita is wearing a white
I'm not saying
t-shirt.
it's right or wrong. Yes.
I need Gladys, when you're on the episode, we got to talk about this girl. We got to find out,
right,
whose decisions. Because
I
if
would
you
love
were
to
down
know
with
her
it,
personal feelings on doing the shoot. Like, was she okay with it? Was she proud of it? Was she upset with it? Like, I want to know how she felt about having to do that.
The only thing we get is in the Seeking Perfection book about the water being, she wanted it to be warm and not cold. But it's like
warm.
That's it. That's
right,
all we
yeah.
get. Like, and it's like,
Well,
I feel like there's more there that we can find out.
No, in the ensuing scene, you can tell she's actually cold. Like, I'm not saying because of what you see, but because the quickness of how she's talking and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's wet and it's cold. I've been that cold. And yeah, the wind chime, that is so good, man. Everybody should go buy a wind chime, because you never know when you need to jump into a water tank.
Buy a wind chime.
To outwit a heat-seeking...
When you need it?
And don't have it. You sing...
You sing a different tune.
Yes, those things, those words.
Or another tune.
That's so cool to like learn that little difference.
A different other tune.
Another. I'm just gonna. And look at her nipples. That's not the point. But seriously, whose decision was this? Because it's the T-shirt. It's whoever. Like, I need to know who was like, we're gonna put Gladys in a T-shirt like this. And here's my thing. What do you think?
What if it was her decision?
That's what I mean. Like, as an artist, what do you think about? Yeah, that empowerment aspect. Marsha Strassman talks about it, where she didn't want to look like Charlotte Stewart's Nancy. She's like, I'm my age and I'm going to take control of myself, and this is how I'm going to wear my tight shirts and my pants, and yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah.
Did Gladys do the same?
She owned her being Nancy.
Yeah. Did Gladys do the same?
You know,
is it the same kind of empowerment? I don't.
I refuse to believe anybody forced anybody on the show to do anything, but it would be interesting to find out if that was the case, or if it was a personal decision. Maybe they were like, hey, you should wear a swimsuit or something. She's like, no, a wet T-shirt would work better.
That's what I meant. I would
to
find that out would be like, oh yeah, no, she suggested it. Because she's given a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of thought. There's several scenes where this is happening. So it's not just a like, oh, we decided to do it. This is a half off. Oh, no. Did you, as an artist...
I mean, I might be wrong, but I refer to her as the lead actress of the show. So, I mean, I don't know if somebody else is technically considered the lead actress, but that's how I perceive it as a viewer.
Yeah, I would give you that.
Because she's in every single episode.
I'd give you that.
And she has a lot of lines.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because you have her and Tyler being the romantic side angle, so then she would be the lead actress for that sense. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I feel like Bert is the main lead male actor or whatever, and Tyler is the his like sidekick character. But
see, I would flip that. I think Bert's the sidekick and Tyler's the main actor. We even get that with when we lose Bert and it's only Tyler around.
I think that definitely sells what you're saying, so I could agree with that too. But
then, would you do it? I'm in. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to hate on anybody. If it helped the TV show, I guess I'm in.
I would. The thing is, just thinking about having, the female body and just the basics of that, sure, I would do it. But it's like the subjectification of the female body by certain people and the harassment that sometimes ensues that I think would prevent me or make me nervous from wanting to do that.
I worry about, like, that's where I say in the whole Me Too era, just like, was that a forced or was that her decision? It itches at me. It is my one question about this show that would tell me everything. I feel like it would really would be the final nail in the coffin of just like, oh no, this is the fuckery that was happening behind the scenes, where it's like, oh no, we feel like you should be in this white t-shirt. This is what we're going to do and you're going to get over it.
Well, I can see, like, if it was me, if I'm putting myself in those shoes, I would feel really exposed doing it and nervous about it. But it really, it's really about what happens after. I mean, sure, you might always have the doubt of doing it in the past, but it's about the reinforcement of it being positive or negative to either to yourself or from other individuals that makes it into a good or a bad thing over time.
Your consent, and if you were like, okay, I'm into the Schitt's Creek does that with the Catherine O'Hara. Moira is looking for old photos of her being naked, and she's like, make sure you take pictures of yourself when you're naked, because you'll get old and you won't have that body anymore, and you'll be really happy that you took those pictures and stuff. And it's why I was thinking that, just like, okay, I for posterity's sake, for the time, like, yeah, man, take advantage of yourself while you can, put it on screen so everybody can see, and then that's there. Like that freaking gif of her, you are so damn right. Like, it's just, damn, it works too. I'm always sad because Imgur won't allow see-through nipples or see-through clothing, and they won't let that gif ever be uploaded. And I'm always so pissed because I'm like, I think it's great. Oh, everybody's looking at the nipples. I'm looking at her doing that. You are so damn right. Like, she's like, you may be focused on her boobs, but what she's saying is just coming through the screen, man. She is laying that shit down. I feel Gladys' acting coming through.
That visual. Yeah, exactly. No, that's really, it's kind of a confusing scene in that regard because you have this awesome visual element, but at the same time you see the powerful force of that character dominating the room.
She runs in with speaking Spanish.
Her body language and her words.
And you're just like, holy... oh, do you know what's wrong with your t-shirt? Never mind. You clearly are in another space right now. Okay, then. Holy shit. She is, it's great acting. It's really, she's selling the attacked by a creature angle and having to run from it. Now that I'm thinking about it, actually, that's really good acting. She sells the hell out of that scene afterwards. Like, she just is in fear for her life and probably ran. Maybe she did take her car, but she fucking ran all the way back to perfection. That's how much it scared her. This is great acting. Glad if you're listening. This
episode's definitely a Gladys episode. I feel like it sells her character. It features her most of the episode, and you get a lot more. Like, if you're not paying attention to that character in the first two episodes, you're more than likely paying attention now.
Oh yeah, actually, this is the women episode. If I would. With them going off and doing the hammocking and stuff, they have the greater shine. Even think about that. Nancy has actually she does a lot of the day saving with the, I'm going to cook a 5-star pampered meal for the Assblaster. Her hammock is what saves it in the end. Jody's putting everything together here behind the scenes. Yeah, this is the women's episode. Way to go. And see, I'm watching this Assblaster.
This is Messerschmitt, right?
Messerschmitt. And
Messerschmitt?
I think we're totally right. Where if you're going to have an Assblaster, you don't make it scary. You make it solitary. And you make it really smart, like a predator. Not maybe trying to overtly kill things, but working with the other Assblasters to protect the hives and the nest. What's
scarier than a monster is
a mother?
Is an intelligent monster.
That wasn't a joke. That was making an
awesome pause.
Yeah, that was making an Aliens halfway reference to their. What's scarier than a monster? A mother.
No, it was brilliant because I said intelligent monster and you said mother at the same time. It had like 4 different compound meanings. Yeah, so we just leave it right at that. Boiling
I agree with that metaphor.
Delicious.
That would be cool because you got to protect the nest. That's the whole egg thing. Like make him more vicious. That sense. Yeah. I'd love to see an Assblaster with a grudge.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, you took out my eggs, and now I'm gonna just hunt you down. Because they can't eat. I always go back to that. They can't eat the prey, so there's not a lot of reason for them to try to attack something unless they just want to kill them.
Okay, you're totally freaking me out because now I'm imagining a Assblaster getting, eaten by a xenomorph and having that black DNA or whatever go inside of it. And
there's fan art of that too, actually. We've already been there.
Really? Oh, I gotta see that. Share it with me later, please.
I've got to go look some up then. Oh, shit, yeah. No, I know I've seen it. Because I know I've seen people talk about it too, so then I went to go look for it.
Yeah. None of my great ideas are original.
No great ideas are original. I don't know. Everything's stolen.
That's the thing. Your audience, you will never be original. We're all stealing from each other all the time.
From the dawn of time, there is nothing new.
Of life. Mm-hmm.
They say there's nothing new under the sun.
No, when I used to be an artist, I always tried for pure original creativity, and something like that doesn't exist because from birth you are affected and impacted by other individuals. You can't do anything alone in a bubble. You have to use other people around you, or not use, but team up with your fellow human and become, a unit together. You build something awesome together.
The ultimate survivalism is teamwork. The best weapons we have are each other. Yes.
That's true.
That's why these movies work. The best weapons we have are each other. We're here. It's 51. I finally saw the number on the hat. Sorry.
Oh, is it? Okay, good.
At 51, his eyes moved. Later. Continue.
Yeah, no. When Jody called him and his eyes, they just kind of he doesn't move anything but his eyes, because he's pausing to not take the shot.
Michael Gross and his eyes, man. It's funny that he wears those sunglasses and he can still emote even without his eyes. He's all there. I need me an Assblaster poncho. I want one. Give me one, please, and thank you. What do I need it for? You don't ask!
Those are awesome.
What do you people got against being prepared? Ponchos are awesome. I have one back here, actually. Because, yeah, I do.
Just for the taste of it.
No.
Sorry. I have lots of 90s commercials permanently stuck in my head.
The best part of waking up is gummer in your cup.
Folgers.
Gotcha.
I started to say Folgers. Yeah, you got me.
It's all about the subversion. I'm just now imagining my uncles or grandpa in a poncho. He just looks so old, man. He looks like Red Foreman in that 70s show. Or I guess Steve Keaton in Family Ties. I need to watch Family Ties. I'm always mad at myself. That's like Short Circuit, where I'm like, I gotta.
Have you ever seen it? Is that the one with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah. I have never seen it. Nope.
I've maybe seen an episode when I was a kid.
Not even an episode. I've seen a clip, maybe. I think. Maybe.
I've probably watched a Tremors thing more times than episodes exist of Family Ties. I could have worded that better.
I don't want to admit how many times I've watched Tremors, because you'd probably think less of me. Well, that's not true. We're on a Talking Tremors podcast. I've listened to it thousands of times, watched and listened. It's funny, ever since I started doing this, Caitlin, because obviously I'll have stuff playing and she watches it along. Caitlin has probably watched Tremors the series more than every other Tremors fan. Like, legitimately, because
wow.
No, I mean, just because, like, of all the times that we watch it, she really likes it too. It's her favorite part of it. Yeah,
Right.
we can have this one on repeat and we don't mind. It's all just loop it around. But she's probably watched it more times than the other Tremors. Anyone who said, "Oh, I've watched all 7 movies," yeah, well, my wife has watched the TV show more than you have, so suck it. And she didn't even want to.
Yeah.
I had to drag her along. She had no decision in it. Oh, no, that's not true. She could have told me to stop a long time ago, but she supports this all the way. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna turn the next episode on then.
On repeat.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, I totally got lost in listening to you, and okay, I know where we are.
Yeah,
I see exactly
we're at
where
Hammock.
we are.
We're at, oh no, I fucked up, and Nancy, I love when she yells at this guy. What if it needed to help someone who was sick or wounded? Who lost half their body? Hey, Nancy, there's this thing called projection. Do you know you don't need to yell so loud about that? It's okay. And then what she ends up doing, her and Bert, where they end up talking, is like, yeah, man, I would have loved it. I shipped the fuck out of those two. Bring it on.
Yeah, well, and you get the sense when she has that little, aggression there that she's definitely feeling it. She's feeling like the trauma of it, of seeing that. And
the PTSD.
Realizing the reality of it.
Yeah. It hurts, as it should. She made money and somebody died because of it. There's rationalizations around it, but it's still ouch.
I just love the extra guys in the little boot camp thing. They add so much flavor to the episode without adding complexity to it. Yeah, a peanut gallery. I love it.
They're just sitting back there, mean mugging.
Doing what they're told, thinking they're learning.
Good acting.
I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah, man. They signed up for the class. They're there. They're taking it. The fact that they don't want their money back at the end is amazing. But this here, where they're actually shipping, would you see these two together? Do you see Bert and Nancy?
I could see it.
That relationship happening.
I could not see it in Tremors. I definitely couldn't see it. Well, and Heather existed in Tremors. And I think if it was the same actress, I don't think I could have seen it. But with these two, I can see it happening.
It's weird to see in Tremors and Tremors 3 with Charlotte Stewart. But yeah, these two, I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right. I'll buy that.
Every time you talk about that, the script where they, the online dating thing, like I want to read that or I want to see it or listen to it or something,
I know, right? Like, just that little nugget of an idea, and then if they ended up continuing that or if they split afterwards, like, I want a little bit more of that. That's so cool. The emotional aspect is the monster. We already know what monsters can do and stuff. It's how the people react to the monsters that's entertaining.
Yeah. And, of course, the inner monster we all have, which is fear.
Anxiety. Tremors. That was another...
There is a correlation, I think.
Yeah. A shaky ground. Yeah, that's why I said you gotta watch Ted Lasso too. I've said that before. If you haven't watched podcast audience, Ted Lasso, because there's a great bit of he has that anxiety, actually physically too. Even it becomes a plot point where he has to hide his hands because he can't stop shaking. It's really his anxiety gets to him. It's really good.
I've had several people tell me to watch Ted Lasso, so I think I'm gonna have to check it out now.
Yeah, you said that thing earlier, Brett, about your own anxiety, and I know I have my own. It's like, yeah, I think you would like the Ted Lasso and the approach to that. You'll appreciate it.
You know what? It's really hard, though, to watch Ted Lasso because I love so much Tremors.
Yeah. Well, you won't have to after this because we'll have plenty of other guests, and there's not a backlog of episodes where we're doing these 3 weeks in a row. Today is April 29th. I don't know. There's no pretense to keep up. Yes, we're you have to
Levi,
watch the video, people. I don't understand.
I have to watch Tremors. I'm compelled to watch Tremors all the time.
You have to?
Yes. Yes, I love Tremors that much.
Well, okay, when did you first started watching, like, when? Like,
so, if you want the full story, when I was 11, I saw Tremors 1 in the theater. I saw Tremors 2 on VHS. And I didn't catch any of the other Tremors until a couple of years ago when I saw, like, Tremors 5 or 6 or something like that one night. But that was after a conversation I had with a coworker on a trip once, where we got kind of, we were drinking and stuff, and he was telling me about Tremors, and he started going on about Burt Gummer's son and talking about Tremors, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna eventually get that, and I'm gonna watch it. So for Christmas last year, my wife got me the whole Tremors box set, and I watched it continuously for 2 weeks straight, and then that's when I found the Tremors saga on Twitter, and they suggested the TV show. And I've watched probably the TV show 4 times as much as the movies. So I started watching Tremors in general, like full time, like a couple months ago.
Oh my God. And you're hooked. You're sucked in. Compelled. That's damn, man.
Yeah, and I've always loved the monster movies and horror and stuff like that. But the thing about Tremors is the family dynamic, the tone. The tone is paramount to Tremors. And that's what I love about Tremors. That's what attracts me to, especially this TV series and the earlier movies, especially Tremors 4.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we talked about it with the David Cronenberg and the weirdness of, like, the special effects can be off-putting. To have the story alongside of that makes it so much easier to, like, okay, this is real world here. We're not just completely all the way off in left field. To have a sense of grounding, that family. Okay, cool. It's not about heartwarming, because that can almost be a little bit too sentimental, but just, oh, yeah, we're family, we're hug. We may have our disagreements, but we're still going to be there for each other at the end of the day. It means a lot more than the hyper fixation on the sex, drugs, and rock and roll monster movies that we get today.
I mean, really, the graboids, the shriekers, and the Assblasters are a way to visually show the tension between the characters.
Yeah.
Maybe their inner feelings. You can't really read, or you can't really watch what an author would write about what somebody's thinking, but monsters and things like that are ways to visualize and help audiences interpret some of those larger concepts.
I often wonder what the metaphor is of that first Tremors movie. Like, what do graboids represent as a symbolic thing? Like what I was talking about with the fences, what does this really mean to the writers? What are we trying to succeed with?
It might have been Steve's writer's block. I mean, maybe the wall represents a wall, actual literal wall, and he came up with the idea, went on a hike one day, and he put it in his pocket or his shoe or whatever for a long time. Maybe that time period represents a wall, a fence, and by making the movie and writing the script, he shows how he plows through the fence and uses it to conquer the fear of the story or whatever, not knowing what the story should be for so long. Hey.
I don't know if it's right, but you know what? I'm going to fucking believe it. I'm going to ascribe to that.
Well, if Steve listens to the podcast, and wherever write about any of our speculations,
tell us. Yeah, I feel like he will. I feel like he will. I see enough on the Anchor. I see the podcast listeners go up, and I'm just like, I feel like that's Steve right there. Maybe that one's Steve listening. Oh no.
I'm going to be so hungry after watching this episode.
Is it bad I'm still thinking about that pork piece from episode 2? Because I'm not even hungry. I swear.
They do all this. They do all this French cooking, and I went to Le Cordon Bleu school in San Francisco when I was in my early 20s, and I learned how to do a lot of that stuff. So when I see that, I can smell. I can smell the reduced wine and the onions and the Oh yeah, no, it's just it reminds me of a really good savory meal.
Damn it. I hope that your podcast audience, I hope you're eating right now or you have food near you. Because I'm certainly, I'm not even hungry. Now your savory smell things. Why are we talking about this episode? Let's go eat some French cooking. Try the lamb. It's great. I will. Yes. I will.
We know Messerschmitt's going to eat well.
I don't want no MREs. Give me some of that. Totally off topic. Caitlin came home last night and she had a sample from Quick Star that was fettuccine alfredo with shrimp, and I wasn't even hungry, and she's like, oh, here, they gave me this sample, and I know that you like shrimp and stuff. Do you want to eat it? I was like, yeah, sure. It was just a little plate, and I was like, oh my god, no, do we have any fettuccine alfredo shrimp? Because now I really need some. I only had this little bit, and I want a lot more now. Damn it, it was really good. I assumed it was just some microwave stuff, but I was like, oh, I'm still wanting it. I need my pork, and I need my fettuccine shrimp. I need whatever she is holding. That is more sexual to me than anything she is wearing. That piece of meat looked... that's so good. I don't want to fuck it. I just want to eat it. I just want to take it. I just want to eat. You can have 18 of those, and I'll swim in a valley of them. Oh, that looks good. Damn it.
We're going to make our audience
they're going to be so pissed at us. Damn it, I didn't tune in so I could be like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I'm so hungry. I don't know why I chose that as a reference, but
that sounds like that one YouTube channel, Brew.
I do not know it.
It's like a cartoon host with a lot of voices, and they talk about factual, sciencey things.
I only know Kyrgyzstan or Kyrgyzstan's videos. Now I need to look at more.
I don't really watch a lot. I'm a very surface level internet user right now.
It's hard. There's so much.
Yeah, when you go down deep enough and you can get yourself back out, you kind of don't ever want to go back down again.
Yeah, man. There's a reason it's called the graboid hole, because it just keeps going. I honestly keep thinking that one day I'm going to see the limit of what fans can make, and I haven't yet. I really haven't. I don't think there is. I think there is as much fan content about Tremors as there is Tremors movies and what we can do with them. That was a really well done practical where it hit the ground. Damn, I was just noticing that. That was really that looked like an ass blaster just went to the fucking ground. Damn, man.
That was a practical.
Yeah, that's what I mean with the parachute. That was a full they must have. I don't think there was the ass blaster in the parachute, but there was something in the parachute. They brought it down like that.
They probably had a sack or something, and it hit because it
made
a dust cloud. And I'm guessing they probably just had a little tiny CG blip over where the bravo.
Golf clap.
Good show.
I got to point this out too.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure that Jody bought Rhonda's truck. If you notice, she has the red truck that Rhonda has. And Jody makes a point in the third movie of saying that she tried to buy all of the stuff that everybody had. And I can totally see her hey, can I have your truck? Like, your truck it got attacked by graboids. It's historically relevant, and I get to use it. Yeah, the hammock! Yeah. Writing! It saves the day!
Get it!
That thing that Bert said wasn't useful, it ended up being useful. Suck it!
See, and the takeaway from this episode is that Bert gets to grow a little.
He learns he's not always right.
He's not, an omnipotent, perfect being. Like some of those may have illusions too.
He makes mistakes, and if it wasn't for Nancy pushing back on him, and even him, and then him seeing that Nancy was willing to be wrong herself, that allowed him to grow. It takes multiple people to be vulnerable for us all to get there.
Right.
And you should really keep the
man.
French cooking. I could get my wife out here for that. There you go, Bert. You're the Martha Stewart of whatever the hell it is you do.
I love that because they're all happy customers.
They're happy. The business, the school is going. Everything's working out. Like, this is hey, community. Everybody, good job, everybody. Like, we did it. We do it together.
Well, maybe that's the point of the episode. It's not about Bert's growth.
The whole thing. I think all 5 of them had some. Everybody but Twitchell just had some growth there.
Excellent episode.
We did it. We did it. Okay. You know what? I actually had a note. Is Bert learning? So, yes, he is. And everybody else, too. Like, that was a question. Perfect.
Yes.
Here's a good one. Do you, when it comes to the name Assblaster, give me your thoughts. Bad name, good name?
I think it's a perfect name. I mean, you could go with something scientific or horrific, but I think it's funny enough without being pee-pee poo-poo humor that when I watched the episode with the Assblaster, or no, it was the movie where the Assblaster first appeared, the 3rd movie. I watched it with my daughter, and the second it came on the screen, she looked right at it, was paying attention, and when they called it an Assblaster, we both started laughing our asses off. And I don't, some parents won't cuss around their children or allow cussing around their children. I think the word ass is okay. It's not. It's just a stupid word.
We've all got one.
It's the name of a creature.
Boom. We've all got one. Whatever.
I guess what I'm saying is by making something taboo, it becomes taboo, right? So I think people getting offended over the name Assblaster for whatever reason is because they want to be offended, and then like a virus, that kind of thinking spreads. So it's about, I think it's a fine name. It's funny, it applies, and it's memorable.
I've always taken it where they had to do all that editing for the first movie with the fucks and shits and all that. That Assblaster is there pushing back on the MPAA and being like, because actually I was listening to the podcast with Steve and he was talking about that was Brent's idea, and it stemmed from that. Like, we thought it was really dumb, and we were trying to see what we could get across the board that was that, but also you can't stop it, because their thought was, you have kids, and I have this with my nephews all the time. They love saying the word Assblaster. It is a kid's favorite word, because when you I'm not swearing. I'm saying what the movie said. I'm saying what the TV show said.
Right. It's a proper name.
It's not a bad swear word. It's a grammatical. This is the etymology of the name. It is Assblaster. So you get away with it. And knowing that, and you're like, okay, Brent, I see you were totally trying to do that. Where you're just clever. Like, oh, you wanted to fuck with everybody who was like, oh, well, you're not allowed to say bad language in a movie where we see people get dragged into the dirt and die. But lest you say the word fuck more than once. Like, oh no. We see Nestor get fucking crushed and halved and pulled through a tire. But don't you say motherfuckers.
Don't you use that word.
And I could tell that Assblasters is there like, fuck you. Like, metaphorically and literally. Because then Assblast 3 is rated PG. It's the only one of them that's rated PG, and it's the one that they coined and continue to use the word Assblaster. So what does your rating system mean, MPAA? What is the point of that if everything else is PG-13, except for the one movie named with the Assblasters in it? Wrong. So I'm glad. I'm iffy about the name. I prefer ABs. I love Bert when the ABs in the air. Okay. That's so clinical. I love it that way. But I also have no problem with Assblaster. I was definitely that kid that was happy to say Assblaster. It's in a movie. You can't get mad at me. So yeah, man. That was. Ooh, actually. This is my with the character changes. Do you prefer movie Nancy or TV show Nancy?
That's a hard one because I think original Nancy definitely had that like hippie, down to earth, creative Earth Mother vibe going, and it worked for the first movie. Now in the TV show, I think this Nancy works better because the TV show doesn't. It's not as slow of a pace. Like the first movie had a slow pace to it, where the TV show is a TV show. By its general nature, it has to have just a slightly increased pace. So, the original Nancy, it would still work, but I think this one works better because she adds more value to the family dynamic of.
She's more mom. Like, I get a lot more, that Earth Mother thing they talk about in Seeking Perfection. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's more options for the character to branch out than I think the original Earth Mother version.
And I'd love to see Charlotte Stewart actually play that more. I'd love to see her come back into the role with that miss. You actually see a little bit more of it at the end of Tremors 3, where they're on that phone call, where you're just like, this is kind of a very funny situation that you're both playing here. Okay, if you had the opportunity, where would you take that character? Oh, yeah, okay. Let's just do a little bit more of what Marsha Strassman is doing and combine them both together. I love them both, but the TV one wins out for me, too. So that's where I'm like, I'd love to see what Charlotte Stewart... Come on, girl. You can come back. I believe in you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
we both believe in you. All of us do. All Tremmies
Everybody's.
everywhere.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
And all Tremmies everywhere also love Seeking Perfection by Jonathan Melville. You can get it where books are sold.
Go buy them. Buy them now. You know you need to.
Nothing will ever top your Burt Gummer
commercials. I have to go and do those like straight up for real. Like that's my... Because I got the nephews or whatever. That's my plan. I totally want to show them how to do one of the... I want to... The Sci-Fi Channel had an important message from Burt Gummers. Those little PSAs. I want to do a couple one of those. Like I've got enough outsidey stuff around here that I'm like, oh, I could go out there with a camera and a fake Nerf gun and do it up. I'm into it. Let's go. Yeah. And I still love that those just happened. I did not plan those, people. You're probably like, oh, Levi wrote those out. Those were written out beforehand. No, they were not, man. It just felt right. And yeah, I can't wait I want to do some more of those. So thanks for loving them. That was my favorite part of last time. You have been my favorite part of this time.
Thanks for doing that.
Oh, thank you, man. I got to do some I want to do some on some real topics about what is happening in the series and stuff. Like, I feel like we could get a lot of PSA information out that way.
Well, and I think once that book comes out, that new book, that from the last 7 years, that's going to be a great thing to talk about for a while too. I think I really want to get into that.
I need to know what happened. I know that it's not great, and I need to know. Octavio. I'm excited.
Know.
But yeah, anything else from you before I get into the thank yous here at the end? No?
Thank you to the audience.
Thank you if you're listening, and make sure you can always check in with us. Comment, suggestions, corrections, questions, erections, everything, guys. Send them in. We do anything. I'm in. Unless it's really gross. Then we'll have a discussion about how much you're paying me. So, on that note, here's some thank yous. Thank you to Kevin Collins right there. Wherever the video ends up being, that dude, he's the best. Yo, check out @BeetleBear everywhere you can find anything on social medias. Thank you to Baby Fark McGeezax for your intergalactic quality gifts. Seriously, he's doing the Tremors the TV show, which nobody fucking knows about. And if Baby Fark starts talking about it, everybody's going to be talking about it. So I can't wait for that. Like, that rush of holy shit. Thank you, Kevin and Harley Smith and Jeff Johnson of the Sons and Shadows podcast. You're probably like, I'm tired of listening to these people. What's up? Guys, I love you. Please keep listening. I need to listen to more. I got to listen to your Ash vs. Evil Dead ones, actually. That's next on my list. Thank you, Steve, Michelle, and Bob Wilson, the Wilson family, Matt Wilson, all you guys. You heard it enough. We love you. We love you, Wilson fam. The Wilsons.
We do.
Thank you, Glenn and Brent Maddock. Can't wait to have you on the show, Glenn. Thank you so much for everything you do behind the scenes. Thank you, Nancy Roberts and Ron Underwood. We love you. Keep working. Don't give up hope. We're not dead yet. Thank you to Jonathan Melville of the Seeking Perfection book. The official guide to Tremors, because there is not another fucking guide to Tremors, so why wouldn't this be the official one? Come on. It's pretty simple, folks. Until there's another one, we're calling it that. Check out these podcasts. Yes. We have Issues podcasts, the Everything I Learned from Movies podcast, the Rotten Treasures podcast, the Measuring the Score podcast, the Run for Your Lives podcast, the Cabbages Hip Hop podcast. All great. Just give them a tune. Check out LoJack's Call of Duty Tremors mod on Discord and everywhere else. Call of Duty mod. I don't play it, but you should. Because why not? Everybody wants a Tremors game. Thank you to Nate Crabtree with your Burt Gummer costumes and you're loving the series. I'm glad you get to finally watch it, man. That's so cool to me. Thank you to our 4 biggest Tremmy lovers, Bob Rushy, Alicia Pearson, Ashy Slashy, and Metal Rican. You guys, keep pushing back. Keep pushing back on the Tremors. We're here for you. Everybody's here for you. Thank you to Rattlecat, Rattlesire. Yeah, honestly, if they hadn't pushed this podcast, probably wouldn't have been here in the first place. Like, they're a huge proponent of it. I didn't say it on the last one, but Joshua Pruitt, again, I did say it. Not an animated series. It doesn't exist. But it does. Phineas and Ferb, he's a writer for that. Thank you to Zoran Gavojcic. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go listen to your kill count. Can't wait for that. That's fucking great. Thank you, man. Thank you, Octavio San Juan, for the other official Tremors guide. We'll have to figure out a new official name for that. We'll just combine them together, honestly. We'll make one super 1,600-page book that's in Spanish and English. I'd be into that, actually. I'm fine.
I would, too.
Bring it on, I say. Thank you to Gladys Jimenez, who's going to be on this podcast later. Can't wait for that. Thank you to my family, Denny, my pappy, Desiree, my mom, Lacey, my sister, and my nephews, Shonday, Chantrell, Samaje, and Shamar. Mwah. I love you guys. Like I honestly thought they were going to show up and would be here by now. They'll be here soon for 2 weeks of little graboid kids. And finally, nice. My biggest...
Fun times.
I'm actually really excited. Like I said, we're going to do those Burt Gummer PSAs. And finally, my biggest thank you to Caitlin Marie Lutbersloff for everything you do behind the scenes. I hope you had a wonderful massage. Yeah, she really earned it. She's working a lot lately. She's a pharmacist. She had to deal with COVID, so shit's been hard. Keep working.
Well, then I hope she really enjoyed the
massage.
massage.
Yeah, that's why I was doing this. I was trying to distract myself so that way she could just go be free. Yeah. So, Kevin, do you have any thank yous? End it off?
I'm going to end it off by thanking you, first and foremost, for doing everything that you do with everything that you got, and including me on the journey. I really appreciate it. And, of course, to thank Mandy Collins, my wife, and my beautiful young daughter, Ribcage.
Ribcage. Yeah. It's Nick Cage's daughter.
We started calling her that when she was a baby.
Oh.
We were like, that's going to, if she's ever in film or anything, she'll be Ribcage.
Ribcage. I like that. Hi, Ribcage.
It's like a family inside joke. Yeah. She doesn't mind it either.
Yeah. You're a great Creeper Kid,
if you watch
Ribcage.
the credits of Creeper Kid.
Yeah. Exactly. It did say Rib. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. Now I feel like an idiot. Okay. Now I got some rewatching to do. Make sure you check out Kevin's Creeper Kid and Writing Perfection on the Kevin Collins' YouTube page. This has been Talking Tremors. I love you all. I love Talking Tremors. Come join us anytime you want to. We're always here. Until the next time. Booyahs.
Come and guest. We'll see you next time.